the Bowels of Netflix, where your fearless co-hosts Isaac and Larry force each other to watch the worst pieces of shit on Netflix. We will go over every bad edit, all the broken dialogue, all the wooden acting, and laugh along the way, because this is the Bowels of Netflix!
Alright, and welcome to the Bowels of Netflix. I'm Isaac, and with me, as always, is my fearless co-host, Larry. How are you doing this week, Larry?
We really made a terrible mistake in deciding...
Yeah, we started a podcast.
That was mistake number one, and that has tumbled into a series of mistakes that have led us into this. Now, just spitefully making each other watch all of Twilight. And I did the math before we started recording, and I'm realizing I'm going to have to watch 3 or 2, and I'm very upset about it.
Yep.
I'm very upset.
You've lost this round, Dr. Beard.
Yeah, I should have fired first. I should have been Han Solo and shot first.
Hey, I have built my life on firing first. With loads.
I got it. I think the audience got it too.
Okay. I come quickly.
Yeah, well, this doesn't shock me.
Yeah.
It's really the pause before you saying you came quickly that makes it.
They can just walk into a room and I jizz. I'm really good at concealing it too. Like, I'll just be like, oh.
I feel like I've heard that about several different serial killers.
Coming in pants is probably pretty common. I have to accidentally kill someone before I can get started on the serial killer path. I'm just waiting for that to happen.
God. Yeah, just waiting. I just walk around with a lot of loaded guns that I just twirl and just,
I stand at the top of a lot of staircases.
What if that's going to lead to you being the accidental murder of someone else? It's going to become them becoming a serial killer.
Well, I'll still go down in history.
You'll just be down there in hell with your arms on your hands on your hips and just be like, well, doesn't that just beat all? Look at that guy. Look at him murder all those people.
I was supposed to do that.
I don't know where this bit is going, but I can assure you it's horrible.
We are the...
Speaking of murdering people...
I'm gonna murder Larry for making me watch Breaking Dawn.
No. Fuck you. You started this. Give me a break.
Yeah.
You don't even have the You don't have the hardest part. You're gonna get off with the easy ones.
Larry, I have the hardest part.
No, you came in your pants before this.
No, I don't have a refractory period.
Oh, like a vampire. I assume. Did we ever get to the bottom of Edward's refractory period? Are you going to talk about it today?
Exist. It doesn't come up. I mean, it stays up. God damn it, Jesus Christ. I am... We're the Bowels of Netflix.
Oh, we've ruined this episode already.
We're two old friends who hate each other and make each other watch the worst movies we can find on Netflix. You can find us on Facebook, find us on Twitter, send us an email, bowelsofnetflix@gmail.com. We got an email last week, it was very exciting, none this week, so now I feel very lonely and I'm sad, so please email. Our egos are desperately fragile and tiny, so tell us how great we are and how much you want to bone us because you're Bowels groupies. Boopies?
You can say
Groupies? Barupies?
Let's just stick with Bowsers.
Okay.
We have to find something better than that because it's a hard word to say.
We can just keep people with speech impediments out of our community. I think that's fair.
Well, I mean, I have trouble saying you are just impossible. You are impossible.
What? No, we believe in eugenics.
No, God damn it. We have to cut Mengele as a regular character on this podcast.
Okay, so... Jesus, I'm covering Breaking Dawn, Part 1 of the wonderful Twilight series. This is the 4th of 5 movies, the beginning of the end of Twilight. Jesus. Came out in 2011.
Oh, God. I don't want to do this.
But it was $120 million. And the worldwide gross, the amount of money that humanity decided to spend to see this just in theaters, was $712 million. In other words, Jeffrey Bezos' pocket change.
Yeah, anyway. How many people went to space because of Twilight?
God, I fucking don't even want to know. Runtime's 117 minutes, so just shy of 2 hours. IMDb is sitting at 4.9.
Yeah, these
so
things
middle
are
of the road.
Fucking long as tits, by the way.
Yeah, they are.
It's a nightmare. I like when Marvel movies are long because they're fun. These suck dick.
Especially this one, and from your description of Part 2 last week, because we are doing these in reverse order because we're terrible.
Oh, it's going to get...
even reverse order.
It's getting much worse, don't worry. Much worse.
Yep. So, but yeah, this is stretched out. There is not a lot that happens. Like, this should not have been 2 parts.
No, clearly. They're desperate for more money.
There's an argument to be made that pacing-wise, Harry Potter makes sense to have done Deathly Hallows in 2 parts. I haven't really ever done Hunger Games, the movies or the books, but my lovely wife tells me that kind of makes sense too. But she read the books for Twilight all the way through and said that it was not a good idea. This was just a cash grab.
Oh, clearly. I mean, most of the movies, so far, having now seen 2 Twilight movies, there's a lot of nothing. A lot of just nothing. Just 2 hours of nothing.
Yep, pretty much.
Maybe 30 minutes of something and an hour and a half of nothing, but mostly nothing.
Sounds about right.
Yeah.
Rotten Tomato critic is at 25%, which is, I am still uncomfortable with how high that is. 25% of the critics gave it a favorable review.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I really, really, really hated the last one. But I'm also willing to believe that it's just me being me. I don't know if they're technically any kind of good. Apparently 25% good.
Some of the, a lot of the special effects aren't even good. I don't know.
No,
I guess set design's okay. In this, I'll get into it, but some of the makeup and special effects for Bella specifically during her pregnancy are pretty damn good. So they get some brownie points here and
they
there.
did the wolves right in the 5th one.
Yeah.
I thought the wolves were great. Everything else was terrible.
Rotten Tomato audience is 60%, so
that's about right.
Fanboys. Also, 200,000 people reviewed this on Rotten Tomatoes.
We don't usually bring that number up, but that is out of this world.
Yeah, because usually it's hundreds, or for a popular movie, thousands.
Yeah.
Not hundreds of thousands.
That's fucking bonkers.
Wild. All right, so we open up with Taylor.
I'm curious what IMDb is, if you didn't look at that.
4.9.
Oh, 4.9. Okay, so that's lower than the 5th one. The one I did the week before, which
what was that? 5 something?
I think it was 5.1 or 5.2, something in the mid 5s. I have been told kind of 50-50 that part 5 is worse, and I've been told the other half that part 4 is worse. The numbers seem to show that part 4 is indeed worse, because I believe the audience score was 70%, and it was 5 and change for the 5th one, so...
Yeah, I think I remember reading critics were more favorable of part 2 than part 1, but not that favorable of either.
Well, part 2 was a steaming pile of shit, so...
It sounded pretty bad.
Listen to last week's episode for the conclusion of today's episode. It's really, Isaac is truly the worst, so honestly, just go fuck yourself.
Yeah. Kind of like you said, this has about 30 minutes of usable movie in it. Where it's actually vaguely interesting, vaguely action-packed. There's kind of twists. They're pretty predictable, but...
I would say the 5th movie has probably 35 minutes that actually matter, and the rest you could get rid of safely. I'll be generous and say 45, like it's an episode of any show on TV.
Yeah, I think you're going too far with that.
Yeah, it's probably right. Yes, you're probably right.
We open up with our hunky werewolf, Taylor Lautner, who I'll try to call Jacob as much as possible.
Yeah, let's have a little decorum here, you piece of shit.
He'll either be Jacob or Taylor Lautner.
That's fine.
So he's not going to be Wolfie Boy 7.
Okay, yeah. See, now you say this indignantly, like you've never done this before. Listen back to our episodes of Last Days of American Crime to see why I'm upset.
I'm saying it indignantly because you're pushing my genius into a box and throwing away the key, Larry.
No, I'm giving my sanity a break.
Wolfie Boy number 7 runs out into the rain. We see him drop something onto the ground. With an anguished cry, Wolfie Boy number 7...
Isaac, that's your last one. I'm going to stop you every time if you don't do that and ruin this whole review.
How about WB7?
No. Jacob or Taylor?
Dub Sevs.
No.
Dub Sevs.
Okay, no, you're getting closer.
The Wolfie guy, Taylor, rips his shirt off, turns into a werewolf, runs off into the woods.
So, is there a lot of humans turning into wolves in your movie?
A decent amount.
Okay, because it only happens, I think once in the 5th one, maybe twice. And I swear to God, he gets to get down to his skivvies. And then every other time the wolves are all, they're already wolves by the time we see them. I've never seen another transformation in the 5th one. So, do they have to get various stages of nude to turn into wolves?
Kind of. A lot of the times the clothes just rip and go flying. Or like this one, I forget if he rips his shirt off or just pulls it over his head real quick. But he doesn't take his pants off.
Okay.
But then in other ones, we see them like in a fight, turning into a werewolf instantly and clothes go flying everywhere.
All right.
Ripped up. So
I'm just curious to the rules, because like the Animorphs,
there's not rules.
When the Animorphs turn into animals, Isaac, they could like wear spandex, and the spandex would change with them. But in Twilight, it just seems to be fucking willy nilly. Whatever makes Taylor Lautner take off his shirt, which honestly, I get that.
Yeah, he is a bucket of sex.
Yeah. He's a bucket of sex. That's absolutely accurate. Yeah. Really weird to see him at age 16 in Twilight 1. We'll get to that next week.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'll take him nice and aged. I need a little hair on the balls first.
Bucket of sex. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right.
So his wheelchair-bound dad, or whatever, rolls out into the rain and picks up the thing he dropped on the ground, which, dun dun dun, is an invitation to Edward and Bella's wedding.
Now, assumedly, I think his dad's a werewolf. Now, his dad makes 0 appearances in the 5th movie. But now, we haven't reviewed it yet, but I have watched the entirety of the first movie now, and that's going to be next week's episode. Isaac, kill yourself, drown yourself in a pool. And the wheelchair dad is in it, and there's no werewolves in the first movie, but it's very heavily implied that there's werewolves, and he's implied to be one. And my question is he a paraplegic werewolf, or is he a regular wolf?
Yeah, he transforms into a wolf with a little wheelchair, kind of like dog from Cinderella, Christmas Princess, whatever.
I'm not trying to be insensitive. I'm just genuinely curious if he ever turns into a wolf.
I don't think he transitions. He might not be able to, or like, why would you bother if your back legs don't work as a wolf?
Maybe you can tell us in movie 2, or I'll tell you in movie 3. I don't know.
Guess we'll find out.
God damn it. God damn it.
We see our hero Bella awkwardly stumbling around in some super fancy high heels while her vampire maid of honor, which is one of the fucking vampires. She's a short-haired lady.
Dark hair?
She's not... Yeah.
That's Psychic Cullen. She's the one who can see the future.
Okay. She's not Mama Vampire.
No. She's the only other one of them that really kind of matters.
Yeah.
She can see the future, and her name is Alice, but I'd never called her that in the last review.
Her seeing the future comes up very vaguely, because, like, once, spoiler, Bella gets knocked up.
It's not a spoiler. What are you talking about?
Well, if this is the first episode of Bowels, and
what are you doing? If this is the first episode of Bowels, you've made a mistake.
We welcome with arms wide open.
And that's how we lost new listeners.
Oh, damn it.
So yeah, anyway, she
once Bella gets knocked up, she can't see Bella's future anymore. That's kind of the only time it really comes up.
Okay, because her seeing the future is essential to the plot of the next movie, so that's fun.
They mention it here to keep it boiling, I guess, but it doesn't really matter. But she is like the maid of honor, or like the one who's super into setting up the wedding and primping Bella and making her wear these big fancy heels, and then of course Bella gets out of the heels and puts on like her chucks, and she's supposed to be like a girl's girl. She's not a super fancy lady.
Down to earth.
Darn.
You want to be Bella. She's smart and attractive and the most special one of them. She's the most special human. Oh, you're going to get sick of that. It ain't going away.
Meanwhile, we see some other vampires setting up pews made out of logs around the makeshift wedding chapel that's just out in the middle of the woods. The set design actually looks pretty good for the wedding setup, so I'll give them that.
I don't think I had any complaints about it in the 5th one. It's the vampires are obscenely wealthy, but it's like not stupid like the Prince's Switch movies or the Christmas with a Prince movies, like ridiculous displays of wealth. It's like Seattle wealth, like very natural, very like tucked away into the it's I don't even know how well to describe it, but the set design I always thought
if I was a junior vice president at Snapchat, I would own this house.
Yes,
it's like that. Extraordinarily but not obscenely wealthy.
Mm-hmm. And it's a very pretty area too. Like it looks nice. The color is all entirely washed out, but it looks.
Most of it was filmed in Louisiana, I found out, which is weird.
Really?
I know. I don't know why, because it really looks like Seattle.
I just assumed it was Canada because most people film in Canada because I guess the laws are better.
I think Louisiana ended up with a bunch of tax breaks, which is why they filmed there.
Yeah, because they clearly needed the money.
Yeah, no, they only made a profit of $600 million.
Fucking just pay. I hate America. I'm just starting to really hate America.
So Edward looks broodingly down from a balcony above, which is pretty much the only way he ever looks. Vampire maid of honor tells Bella to go home and get some beauty sleep. At night in her bedroom, Bella's hair gets tossed by a breeze, which of course means Edward has vampire magicked his way into her bedroom. They have
thing he does.
hideous, stilted love banter before he really awkwardly confesses that shortly after he was turned into a vampire about 100 years ago, he had this pesky habit of killing murderers and drinking their blood because he was super thirsty. And he's more or less like, you can't possibly marry me. I've killed people.
Oh my god.
And Bella says, shit, fam, that's basically the plot of Dexter. Like, it's still cool. I still want your 100-year-old virgin vampire cock to slam my clam like Pete Rose plowing into a catcher at home plate.
Oh my god. Yeah. It's really fascinating to watch these out of order, because that's interesting, because that sounds more like the Edward of the first movie than the Edward of the fifth movie. Because Edward in movie 5 does not matter at all. He is just Bella's arm candy. And the father of the baby, and that really never matters because he's still just a fucking guy. And like, I didn't realize, apparently in every other movie, he's an emo git.
Yeah.
Not like that at all in the fifth one. Not even remotely. Didn't get that impression in the slightest.
Interesting.
Fatherhood
There's
really
more
changes
emo bullshit from him later.
Vampire fatherhood really changes you. And I guess slamming a human clam really changes you.
It's changed me.
Yeah, you're far worse. The swagger it has instilled in you is really just horrible.
No, swagger. It's just crippling self-doubt. Did I slam the clam hard enough? Did I slam the clam long enough?
How's your wife? He says with bated breath.
I heard the door slam like 30 minutes ago. I'm not sure what that means.
Yeah, it's for the best.
Okay, we'll see. A couple of Edward's vampire buddies then show up to steal him away for his bachelor party.
Oh my god.
Bella asks very awkwardly, because she can't act her way out of a fucking paper bag, if there's going to be strippers. He says, no, just a couple mountain lions and maybe a bear. What does that mean,
I think they're gonna eat the bear. I
They-
only say that
but I
because
think-
Bella ate a mountain lion in the fifth one. I don't know
Okay.
what that means otherwise. I truly, otherwise
But
I don't get it.
vampires like human blood?
No,
Isn't that
Isaac.
the whole point?
So, funny story. Again, this is using knowledge of a movie we haven't reviewed yet. The Cullens are vegetarians in that they don't drink human blood.
So they drink animal blood?
Yes,
Okay. So that works, but it's not as yummy?
exactly. It's described as like filling you up and making you powerful, but it's not satisfying. Which is why they can't control themselves around humans. Except they do it literally all the fucking time. Literally all the time. They're in high school in the first one.
This fucking movie. Okay. Bella goes to sleep. She has a dream of their wedding that turns into a nightmare, where the big, scary, bad vampire man from the last movie, who has the stupid laugh.
Yeah. I think we forgot to
he's
insert that into the episode, which is a pity, because it is...
Oh, really?
Yeah, it did,
Damn
that
it.
or didn't come through. I meant to text you about that, but then my life I had a terrible...
I might have to try to go fix it.
well,
Or
let's just add
insert
it right here. Yeah, that's what you missed last time.
Isn't that great? Isn't it?
It's pretty phenomenal. That's our main villain, folks.
Fucking ridiculous. So in her dream, he's the officiant of the wedding, and then the camera pans around to show that she and Edward are covered in blood, standing on an altar of the corpses of all of their loved ones. Which, for a nightmare, is a pretty cool shot, and just the way it's done, I'll give them credit for that.
Okay. Sure.
Nice nightmare shot.
Yeah.
Whatever. Okay, so now it's the day of the wedding. Vampire Maid of Honor is doing Bella's makeup. Bella's mom and dad come in and give her an old blue heirloom wedding thing. Something old, something borrowed, something blue. This fucking bullshit about it belonged to grandma, non-vampire, whatever. I fucking hate weddings.
I never heard of that tradition until like 2 years ago. I've lived in this planet 30 years, and I didn't know about that until I was like 28. There's an entire
Really?
episode of Friends about it. And I was watching with my girlfriend, and it was like halfway through, and I'm like, what is it they're talking about? And she looked at me like I was a horse. Like, what are you talking about, you buffoon? And I was like, yeah, I never heard of this tradition before. I managed to make it all that time without ever hearing about it.
You didn't notice at our wedding that my balls were draped over my wife's shoulder for something blue? Bazing.
Well, Isaac, your balls are just hanging out of your pants most of the time.
That's true, but they're never blue because of the constant masturbating on the couch.
Also, did you say bazing so as not to get a content strike from a very popular TV show that has bazing with another syllable behind it? That please don't say it, or we owe Fox like $250,000?
I don't know what you're talking about, Larry.
All right. Very good. Very good.
All right. The parents cry and hug and do the whole thing, and it takes too long. It's fucking nonsense, and I'm not emotionally invested. Possibly because I'm watching the fourth movie in a series of 5, and I haven't seen any of the other movies.
Sorry. Does that suck? Does that suck for you? Is that bad? Does that suck?
Well,
does it suck? Do you not like it? Does it suck?
I don't think I'd be any more invested if I watched them in order.
Yeah?
Because it's trash.
Yeah? Uh-huh. You know what else sucks? Vampires. Continue. Idiot.
Okay. Anna Kendrick is in this movie, remember? And she makes a quip wondering if Bella will be showing because why else would you get married at the age of 18? Ha ha ha, premarital sex. They don't do it because Stephanie Myers is a Mormon. God damn it.
Yeah, Anna Kendrick was not in the last movie, but apparently, I asked a friend of mine, apparently she's, like, in all the other ones, and she's the only one of, like, the school friends of vague importance, and that's only because she's terrible.
Yeah, isn't she's like the kind of prissy, stuck-up chick who's mad that
I don't fucking
Bella
care.
Ends up with the Cullen cock.
I don't fucking care.
I think that's what it seemed like from this movie, but again,
I don't know. The first one, they're just a high school kid. I don't fucking care.
For reasons beyond my control, I don't know what's happened in the preceding 3 movies.
Well, look, just do what I did. That's not your job today. It will be your job very soon.
Oh, got it. As her dad walks her down the aisle, we get extended close-ups of Bella's face, where it looks like she just ate some bad shrimp and is desperately trying not to puke them up because she's at a benefit dinner for bulimics.
So, normal day for Kristen Stewart, then.
I would imagine so. Her fucking acting is...
She is really a horrible actress.
Just, like, gulping and, like, visibly swallowing and, like, I don't know. It's like telling someone who just blinked into existence, act nervous. They've never been nervous before.
That is an incredibly apt way to put that. That is really, you've really hit the nail on the head there.
She's a little rough.
Does she do any of her narration? Because I think the books are supposed to be first person. They are. Okay. Does she do any of her narration in this one?
There's a little tiny bit, but not much. I only know that the books are first person from Bella's perspective because Stephanie Myers a few years ago released some other book, which is the story from Edward's perspective.
Yes.
Which is a weird cash grab, but apparently is funny in some ways when you see their different perspectives of the same scenarios.
It's an interesting concept, to be sure, to do like a first-person story and then from another person. Yeah, I like the idea of that. It's just a stupid property to do it.
Damn straight. They do a prolonged wedding kiss, and the camera pans around and shows the pews completely empty, and they're all alone because symbolism, their love, they're so pure. Then the crowd is back, and everyone starts applauding. Yay.
Oh, God. Well, all right, and the credits roll?
Almost. There's a lot of shit that happens that I don't have any frame of reference for, but again, for reasons beyond my control. That whole shtick. Okay. Jesus Christ, I'm a hot mess. Some vampire gets all upset because a werewolf is present, and the werewolf ate her boyfriend, but then Edward reminds her that her boyfriend was about to eat Bella, so go fuck yourself.
Oh,
whatever.
Boy, that is a complicated tree of drama.
Yeah. And in a halfway decent scene where I kind of like just how it's shot and played out in the cut back and forth, we see a bunch of people giving toasts at a wedding. It's awkward because what wedding has like 8 different people giving toasts?
Well, I've ever been to.
The most I've seen, it was really awkward too, but there was best man, maid of honor, and the parents.
Yeah, that's...
all gave toasts.
I think that's the most I've ever seen too.
But it did not go well when the parents gave toast.
Oh, no.
Because it was like a specifically non-denominational, non-religious wedding. Like they had one of their friends who was like a minister in like some specific faith that's basically no faith.
Yeah, I'm a minister of one of those faiths.
Went out of their way to make it not religious in every way possible during the ceremony. And then all of the parents crammed some level of religious shit down their throats in the toast.
Well,
some of them were much more subtle than others. Some of them used the phrase, Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. It was rough.
Lamb of God.
Oh, God. So, Jesus. I don't know. Weddings make me cranky.
I agree. Thank you to everyone who's let me perform their wedding. I've hated all of them.
So there's anyway, so tons of people are giving their toast, which is a little awkward, but there's quick cuts back and forth, and predictable but passable humor from like the protective dad, and he's a cop and he owns a gun, so Edward better watch out. The emotional mom who starts crying.
The dad's there.
Yeah.
Okay, so this is not an out vampire wedding.
I guess not. I don't know.
No, because he doesn't know. He fucking goes to the grave never knowing that any of them are vampires.
Oh, okay. All right, well.
He only finds out Jacob's a werewolf in the next one.
Oh, right.
Because that's a plot thread where it's like Jacob fucking transforms in front of him, and then he never finds out about the vampires, and they send him on a fishing trip, and we literally never see him again.
That's really stupid.
Oh my god, it's incredibly stupid.
Yeah, I mean, I guess they're not drinking blood left and right out of champagne flutes or whatever.
No one's dressed up in their finest fucking Victorian capes or anything.
No, they're wearing normal wedding stuff. And yeah, jealous Anna Kendrick is there, makes some funny comments. The groomsman who makes uncomfortable sexual references. Just the whole thing, like the timing and the editing play well, and the way they cut it all together. So, again, not great, but vaguely entertaining. Something to cling to in this godforsaken movie.
Boy, I bet I would have a very different view.
I'm sure you would. You hate things that are cliche, too. Sometimes I don't
Yes.
mind. Sometimes cliche is cliche for a reason, and it's not original, but I can swallow it.
I mean, I hate most everything, so I'm probably a bad judge, but yeah, okay.
So Edward sneaks off with Bella into the woods, where he says another one of her wedding presents has arrived. Turns out it's Jacob!
Double zip. 2 zips.
He showed up late at the wedding, and he and Bella embrace platonically, I guess? I don't know.
I don't know. Not my job today.
When I embrace people platonically, I don't put my head on their shoulder, and I purposefully keep my genitals spaced a good 4 to 6 inches from their genitals. This don't look like a platonic hug that you'd give another woman at her wedding.
Yeah, especially if they were romantic rivals very recently.
But I guess, I don't know, Edward's comfortable, so he gives them, he kind of walks off, gives them a moment together to blow each other. I don't fucking know. It's weird. I don't get it. Again, we haven't seen part 2 or part 3 for reasons beyond my control. So, yeah. They dance awkwardly without music in the middle of the woods and start crying.
That's so weird.
It really is.
That's so weird.
God damn it.
That's so fucking weird.
Then Jacob finds out that she's not getting turned before she plans on fucking Edward. And he starts freaking out because Edward's gonna split her in half with his big old vamp cock. As he's freaking out, Edward shows up and Jacob is about to fight him, but his other werewolf buddies, werewolf boobies, just big sacks of milk hanging off those werewolf udders.
Big furry sacks.
They show up and pull him away, saying if she wants to die on a vamp dick, it's her right to die on a vamp dick. And anyway, that's the end of that.
This series is so stupid.
Bella takes several minutes to say goodbye and I love you to her parents because and several minutes each. It takes a very long time. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Interesting.
Fuck all about her mom. It's not my fault I'm watching the 4th movie.
She wasn't in the 5th movie. This is why I'm asking.
Okay, I don't know, man.
She's pretty heavily in the 1st movie, but, she's not an angel, which is the thing that would have really helped.
She's a mermaid.
That would have helped. Anything would have helped if she was something. Why is Bella so strong?
They're just clearly padding this 2-part fuckfest into each part being 2 hours.
Literally. I did watch a long time ago. I watched a guy review these movies. He saw them in theaters, and I really don't remember anything except his one line. He was sitting on his floor with a bottle of liquor in front of him on a table. At the opening of the video, it was him screaming "piece of shit." And I remember him drunkenly saying, "There's a getting ready to fuck." That is the only thing about Breaking Dawn Part 1 that I know. And I'm hoping that's coming up. Yes. I've been waiting to hear this explained for years.
Just like I'm coming up, baby. All right.
You are a repulsive man.
Yeah. See,
I'm coming up. My cock is full of blood.
Oh, God. Now, Larry, you called me a repulsive man right before I read this line, and the juxtaposition I would like to absolve myself from.
Okay, this is great. Continue.
I almost don't want to say it.
Okay, I take it back. You're not a repulsive man.
Okay, you can call me repulsive after I'm done saying
that
it.
Was always going to be my intention no matter what you said.
I figured.
Yes.
Edward and Bella drive off in the fuck wagon while everyone cheers and waves and imagines him balls deep in her little snapper.
What if we release a t-shirt of all the different ways you've used to describe a vagina?
I use snapper a lot more in this one.
Oh, good. This is great. We've got our fucking finger on the pulse of 2021, huh?
Well, a woman isn't just her snapper. She's got boobies, too. And a brain! And courage!
Proceed.
And whatever the Ruby Heels. I don't know, man. Wizard of Oz. It's a message about the gold standard, goddammit. We never should have gotten off of it.
It's true.
Okay. Jesus, where are we at? So as they're driving off in the Snapper Mobile, Jacob howls longingly in the distance.
So right now, he's attracted to an unfertilized egg in her puss. Or uterus, wherever the eggs are. I don't know the female body, but in fairness, I also don't know the male body. I don't know how bodies work.
Her ovaries, you monster.
I don't know how human bodies work. I don't know how the male body works either. I don't know where anything comes from.
Jesus.
I don't like getting kicked in the balls. I don't want anything in the dick hole. Everything else, I don't know, it just happens. I'm terribly unhealthy.
I mean, my dad
I genuinely don't know how a body works.
My dad tossed me a college sex ed textbook when I was like 9 and was like, birds, bees, whatever, read. So I know all about the vas deferens and the Cowper's gland and why that creates pre-cum.
I got nothing. I got a health class taught by a woman who went from teaching elementary school gym to teaching high school health.
Jeez.
She talked about Tom Brady a lot, and we got in trouble for doing a presentation that was too funny. That's my memories of that health class.
God, well, if you want to know about boy parts and girl parts, Larry, I'm your man.
Well, that'll be a great side episode one day. But yeah, anyway, so he's attracted to an egg in her body somewhere right now.
Well, no, he still wants to plow her.
But not really.
Well, no, he hasn't imprinted on the baby.
Did he imprint on her? Does that come up at all?
Larry? Yeah, it comes up.
It does. Oh, good. Actually, that was a real question. I want to know all about it.
It comes up. It's
I
coming up right now.
Not that. I have a billion questions about this franchise, Isaac.
One for every dollar of profit it made.
That'd be a lot more than a billion.
So, they end up, because they're rich as fuck, in South America, in Rio. Fucking goddamn it.
Huh, okay.
Bella and Edward's slow-motion montage dance their way through a street festival where, of course, the people of South America are just, like, all over each other with rampant sexy music and gyrating.
Rio's pretty sunny, right?
It's the middle of the night.
Oh, okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Then they get on a tiny boat and go to Edward's giant private island.
Of course.
It's the stupidest, fanciest fucking mansion on the private island with a bunch of candles already lit. It's the only building on the island. Who lit the candles? Are there servants just hiding in the trees with Bic lighters?
While fucking Bella squatted behind a tree to take a shit, or used the bathroom.
I was wondering why they had that 5-minute scene.
Edward vampire fast swam over there, lit all the candles, and swam back. I mean, honestly, I wouldn't be shocked if that's how Stephanie Meyer wrote it.
I did hear in the trivia from IMDb, because Edward drives a little private, like, speedboat from Rio to the island. And good old Edward Robert Pattinson, whatever, fuck it, I don't care. Shut up.
Oh, he'd hate that. He hates these movies.
He took, because of his commitment to the role, Larry, he took boat training lessons to learn how to drive this boat. And both during the lessons and while filming, he crashed the boat. Fucking clod.
How much time for the boat is there on screen?
3 seconds, and you can't tell it's him in the boat.
Yeah, he probably just wanted to learn how to drive a boat, and they're like, the money taps were open. I do the same thing.
He also learned Portuguese, apparently, for the role.
Does Edward speak any Portuguese in the film?
Very briefly. But It's definitely the kind of thing where you could have just learned your 3 Portuguese lines. Like, I could learn 3 lines of German. Like, I'm not going to say any of the German I know. Anyway.
Das Boot.
Mein Bimmel ist in Himmel.
Don't translate that, yep.
I'll leave that up for the Germans. Write in, let Larry know.
You're good. Don't bother. It's cool.
So, they approach the bed. Bella's snapper.
Now, I don't remember if it was before we started filming or after we started filming. But at one point, you did have a hand on your forehead, and you say, God, I talk about Bella's vagina a lot in this
Yeah. Okay, let me take 2. They approach the bed. Bella's snapper quivering in tacit anticipation. Edward asks if she wants to go out for a swim. She says she just needs a few minutes to get ready. He runs out and jumps naked into the ocean, while we get a montage of her preparing for sex. She brushes her teeth, splashes a bunch of water on her face and arms.
I've never been on her arms.
Yeah, shaves her legs.
Okay.
I guess, I don't know, like, need to reshave them? I don't know, whatever. I don't know how women work. Also, fucking stay hairy, bitches. I like it like that.
That was the most backhanded feminism I've ever heard.
Bring me a pie.
Full of hair.
Well, no, keep the hair on whatever. I don't know. Whatever. Rub your armpit on the pie. I don't care, man. Just Jesus Christ.
You were just digging a hole that's straight to China.
Speaking of holes, so eventually she joins him in the moonlit water. They stand together waist deep in the water and begin to kiss. Her snapper vibrating. I can't even.
No, go on, please.
Her snapper vibrating so violently, a foamy sea froth begins to swell around them.
Like a clam bake. Get it?
Oh, clam. We get a tasteful Mormon sex scene with lots of sweaty backs, lots of kissing, a disturbing lack of side boob as far as I'm concerned, and Edward ripping the bed frame to shreds and pulling down out of the pillows in his unbridled vampire virgin losing enthusiasm. We see some more lovemaking the next day. Edward, move your hand. I can almost see the side boob. Edward, move your hand. Damn it, Edward, come on. Fucking asshole.
It's like you're like a man at the track rooting for a horse.
Out of the third corner, side boob pulls ahead. It's coming down quick, side boob. Oh, no, he loses to full-on frontal.
God, in the last movie, like I said, the sex is so tame. In this one, he, like, fucks up a bed when she's actually a vampire. It's, like, very boring television sex. Again, I wasn't expecting nudity or any... I was expecting something vampire-y, I guess, but it's like... they just have sex and it's whatever.
Also, if we ever go in on a racehorse together, can we name it either side boob or full frontal?
I honestly really like full frontal as a name of a horse.
Pretty good for a name of a horse.
Full front, side boob is lame. Full frontal's a great name for a horse.
It's better, yeah, okay. I'll give you that.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
God, bless me in the mouth. So, I found a little bit of details on IMDb about these sex scenes.
Oh, good.
Which,
Thank God.
Makes my snapper fucking quiver at the thought of this.
Knew you'd sniff them out.
The sex scene between Edward and Bella originally caused the film to receive an R rating by the MPAA. The scene had to be reshot and edited to receive a PG-13 rating. According to interviews, Robert Pattinson and director Bill Condon blamed Kristen Stewart's wild thrusting during filming.
What?
Apparently, during the first takes of this, she was just thrusting wildly on top of Robert Pattinson, which is a little too spicy for the MPAA.
So either she's a virgin and doesn't know, which is totally fine, like Kristen Stewart at the time was a virgin and didn't know what sex was like, or she was just too good at it and did it too well. Either way is very endearing to me.
I firmly will go to my grave believing 18-year-old Kristen Stewart was just too good at sex.
Yeah, I think you need that. I'm fine either way.
I also need some side boob because I'm blue-balled on the side boob right now. It was offered, and then Edward's hand was in the way.
Terrible man.
Okay. After a few days of fucking, he's left a slew of bruises on her body. Edward's all moody because he hurt her, but she says she doesn't mind the bruises because when they were having sex, her snapper was buzzing like a wasp's nest.
I bet in different words that's actually what she says, just not that awful.
Yeah, more or less. It was like, last night was the best night of my life, or, I don't know, whatever.
Okay.
She came
Snapper was buzzing like a hornet's nest. Yep, I've heard that.
A wasp's nest, but yeah, okay.
Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry.
They buzz differently.
Sorry, yeah. Start putting my ear to women's vaginas and judging the buzz. Nope, that's a way to get arrested. Don't do that, kids.
Well, ask first. Madam, might I put your ear to your
with a clipboard. Yeah, I'm doing research.
Yes, I'd just like to hear the sound of your snapper.
No, it's not sexual. Honestly, no one hates this more than me. They have my daughter.
It's like a Liam Neeson movie. A realistic Liam Neeson. He's just 70 years old and just sad and running around with a clipboard. Got him. Okay, we get a honeymoon non-sexual montage. They play some chess with a red and white chess set just like the cover of the books, remember? Oh, boy.
Get it? Because blood. And they're white. Blood and they're white people.
I didn't get it. I actually didn't get it. I feel dumb. She climbs on his shoulders. And a magic vampire jumps down a ravine into a pond. We see some more chess. Edward demurely covers her booty up with a sheet after she falls asleep. She finally beats him at chess. I don't, what? Why are you playing so much chess on your honeymoon, man? Jesus Christ.
Oh, they're incredibly boring people. Okay, all joking aside, everything I've now seen 2 of these movies, and I'm hearing your description of the third. They're, the most boring people on the planet. Because, they don't know how to have small talk, and none of them. At no point in any of these movies do any characters know how to have any sort of, relationship that's not totally fraught by and built upon just 100% drama. There's, nothing realistic about these people.
No, absolutely
at
not.
all, even remotely.
Even before Edward confesses that he killed a bunch of people, their little romantic banter the night before their wedding is so stilted and awful.
Right, okay, it's a honeymoon. They don't need to be having sex constantly. Fine, you do different things on honeymoon, sure. It's just, the fact that it's weird they play chess a bunch of times. It's it just seems like what you'd write people to do if you don't know what people actually are like.
I forgot to put this line in because I couldn't, I was about to hang myself. But yeah, during that little banter thing, he just shows up and broodingly is like, Bella, are you getting cold feet? And she kind of rolls around on the bed. She's like, yeah, my feet are pretty toasty.
What people talk like that? It's truly, none of these characters know how to have a conversation. None of them. Yeah. And knowing how much influence Meyer, is it Meyer or Myers? I can't remember her fucking name.
There's more than one of them Myers.
Meyer. It's Meyer. Yeah, Stephanie Meyer.
She mitosis later on.
Oh God, I hope not. Knowing how much influence she had over the script of the last one, I truly believe that she fucking was heavy-handed in this.
Oh, she was on set for the entire filming.
Yeah,
process.
She was on set for the last one too. So I'm guessing she has her fingerprints are all over this, and it does not speak well to her any idea how human beings actually interact.
Stephanie Meyer was 2 knuckle deep in Bella's pie.
2 clappers in the snapper.
Clappers. I'm just picturing horse hooves. Oh man, now I'm picturing someone getting fucked by a horse hoof.
Honestly,
God.
I'm gonna only imagine Stephanie Meyer just having horse hooves instead of appendages anymore. That's way funnier. But yeah, no, it's everything about them and their relationship is just so fucking robotic and nothing. And it's it's only romantic because Meyer insists over and over that it's romantic. It's not romantic in the slightest.
That's the whole plot of the story is their romance.
I know, but it's doesn't it not seem like there's nothing there?
Yeah.
In any interaction Bella has, it's just it's like a fucking it truly is like a robot. And I know Kristen Stewart is a terrible actress and that helps my thesis, but also the dialogue is written like a robot. I don't think a better actress would save it much.
No, and because especially since Twilight, Robert Pattinson has come out as actually a pretty good actor. He's taken a lot of smaller roles.
Everyone has told me that, and I'm willing to believe it's true because I have to a single man. Everyone has told me that. So,
and he virtually never has the opportunity to act. At least in this movie that I saw, and I did see a little bit of the first one ages ago, because he's almost always sullen, quiet, brooding, fucking emo piece of shit.
Looking now, having the contrast of 1 to 5, which is a really fascinating contrast to have, by the way. And I know we're talking a lot about 1. We'll get to it next week in detail, but it's really in 5, he's almost a good actor. In 1, he's worse than Bella.
Yeah.
It's truly horrendous.
He's not good in this, except a couple of scenes where he's actually has emotions besides quiet, sullen, sexy Edward.
Right. In the 5th one, he's more of a human. I mean, he's still a fucking vampire, and it's still shitty dialogue, but he has sort of kind of molded into an actual role now at that point. But this sullen thing that they just insist on making him do is horrible.
I just got an idea of a movie we need to write.
Okay, I'm always down.
Okay, so Major League Baseball meets vampires.
Isaac, let me stop you there. Twilight 1 features an extended bit.
I know, I've seen that, but it's only the umpires.
Okay.
And it's called Vampire Diaries.
Just the secret underground world of vampire umpire.
Yep, and they can't be caught. I don't know how it works.
You really need to watch What We Do in the Shadows. It is amazing, and it is this kind of show we would write. It would be Vampire Diaries if it was just not about umpires.
Like, the umpire union insists on only night games.
It's
well, why do you only want night games? No reason.
Oh, God.
All right,
I'm down,
okay.
man. I'm down.
Let's get into the plot again. It's crazy.
What plot? They're getting ready to fuck.
Fair enough.
Are they post-fuck? They're playing chess.
Yeah, they're playing chess. Her snapper's sore as fuck. Anyway, the werewolf tribe is playing soccer on a beach, while Jacob sulks about how Bella's gonna get fucked to death or turned into a vampire, both of which would violate the treaty they have with the Cullen vampires. The alpha werewolf of his pack tells him to chill the fuck out. Then the alpha and some other male werewolves who have imprinted on female werewolves all go hang out on the sexy part of the beach, where they're all just, like, making out and feeding each other grapes and rolling around in the sand because of how much they love each other. It's really weird.
Yeah, they don't get into the werewolves at all in either of the ones I've seen. They're just, like, in the fifth one, they're just there. Besides Jacob, they just exist. I don't know any of their names. In the first one, there's no werewolf.
I don't remember any of their names at all. There's a couple characters who kind of come up, but I don't really get into them that much.
Oh, they don't matter. This fucking whole series is full of characters that don't matter.
Jacob keeps sulking with his single friends who have not imprinted on anyone.
It's like a mixer. It's like a high school dance. All the boys on one side and the girls on the other.
And he says, once you imprint on someone, you never truly belong to yourself again. And the worst part is they think they're happy. Well, my plan is to imprint on a baby and make the tacit sexual charge between me and that baby linger awkwardly through part 2 of this movie, like the BO stink of an Arby's in Brooklyn.
Now, I believe you've been to an Arby's in Brooklyn and it did smell like BO. Is that true?
I contributed to the BO, but yes. They're the only fast food place that has Reuben, so sue me.
I love me a Reuben.
You know what's not a good Reuben, but I
you know what's even better than a Reuben? A Rachel, which is just a Reuben with turkey instead of corned beef.
No, corned beef.
Much
corned beef
better.
all the way.
Much better.
No, fuck you.
Yeah, well, if only. Somebody should.
I'm gonna mail you a Reuben.
I feel bad for the mailman.
I had to tell a bunch of people at my cousin's birthday party recently about mailing you a hot dog, and they were very confused about how and why, and horrified that you didn't get it until 30 days later.
Exactly 1 month had passed, yes.
Yep.
The government had custody of that hot dog for 1 month. How does that make you feel, America?
Jesus Christ.
Oh, shit.
Bella wakes up late and finds out that Edward has gone back to the mainland to buy, I don't know, pancake mix or some shit. He crashes his boat, meanwhile, because Robert Pattinson can't fucking drive. Bella pulls some chicken out of the fridge, and, like, we see 35 seconds of her frying up chicken, and, like, super close up, and eating chicken thighs. It's really awkward.
All right.
Then she runs to the bathroom and starts puking, because, obviously, she has a vampire baby humped into her guts.
Is she not on? Did they not use any kind of protection at all?
We're gonna get to that, Larry.
Is she on the pill? His cum is probably stronger than a human condom, I'm sure.
She asks, Edward shows up, sees her vomiting, and she's like, no, you don't need to see this. Girls don't vomit. Leave.
Okay.
She asks, how long has it been since the wedding? Edward says 14 days. She pulls out some chalk and a chalkboard, does some quick math, and says, shit, I'm late. So,
it's a fucking idiot. What an idiot.
Edward has just been gooshing fat vamp loads up in that hot clam that's been humming like a Formula One race car on the starting line. What the hell, Edward?
Truly idiotic. Like,
yes.
He's not actually 18. He's been an adult for like 100 years, since like the Spanish flu.
Yeah. And they call up his daddy vampire doctor and are like, oh my god, is this even possible? And apparently it is kind of possible. I don't know. They're all confused. They don't really know how or why it's possible.
Why are his undead balls producing live semen?
Why was he gooshing in a clam?
I don't know. God damn it. Why isn't she? I don't care.
So Edward starts packing his bags in a fast motion vampire hurry.
And sounds funny.
We get a soft music montage with Bella looking in a mirror and clutching awkwardly at her belly that's full of vamp jizz.
Ugh.
Edward then talks to the indigenous housekeeper who exists. We find out. We don't know where she lives.
That's who lit the candles in the basement.
Apparently, yeah. She only speaks Portuguese, but thank God Robert Pattinson learned Portuguese and how to drive a boat for this movie.
Well, yeah, Stephanie Meyer would have it no other way, I'm sure.
Seriously.
He spoke Portuguese in the book. He has to speak it in the movie.
I want to smash her face. So apparently the Portuguese housekeeper knows a legend of blood-drinking monsters with super right loads that fuck up girls' uteruses with their demon babies.
How convenient. Also, wait a minute. That fucking hasn't happened since medieval time. Literally medieval times in Europe. What are you on about?
Yeah. I don't know, Larry.
Jesus Christ!
Housekeeper says, "Oh, that's bad news, bear, as you have to get that baby out of you." That accent was not good. Anyway,
Isaac.
It started off okay, and then it got German. Anyway, Edward literally says, "We need to get home right away and get that thing out of you." Dramatic music starts playing while Bella grabs softly at her belly and whispers quietly to herself, "That thing?" She's already attached to the baby. She loves the baby.
She's imprinted on the baby. Everybody wants to fuck the baby.
You gotta see the baby. You're gonna want to fuck it.
I'm the baby. Gotta fuck me.
Jesus. You gotta get a parrot and teach it how to say that.
Much different show Dinosaurs would have been if it was fucking Bella's hot baby.
So they board a private plane to get back to the States so Edward can quick scoop out that baby. Jacob does some sleuthing around, and because he's still worried that she got turned or fucked to death.
Has he imprinted? Is he imprinted on the zygote yet?
You can't. You have to shove your face up in that vagina. You need to make eye contact. You need a speculum to spread open that snapper and make eye contact with the fetus.
Oh yeah.
Did I tell you I own a speculum?
It was a gift. Believe you.
I do.
You own what?
It was a gift
from
my cousin-in-law.
Mengele? Oh,
he might be a serial killer. It's also not for humans, because it's too small.
What is it for?
I guess animals? Or
your cousin
possibly,
is a serial killer.
He might be. He goes to a lot of estate sales. I'm assuming estate sales of people he's killed. But he gave
him.
He kept the full, because there were a bunch of speculums. He stole them all, actually, too. He didn't buy them.
This is ridiculous. What is happening?
Yeah, he'll go to an estate sale and just be like,
is this the one with the jackets? Is this the same one?
With the jackets?
No.
That's the meth addict.
Okay.
This one's like a professional in a good career who makes a lot of money.
Professional burglar.
No. He makes a lot of money. He just bought a really nice house.
Can we do an episode just about your fucking weird cousin?
Yeah, no, but he'll just go into an estate sale and be like, "Oh, hey, this ashtray, I'll buy that for $1." And meanwhile, he's got all 9 speculums that were for sale in the other room just shoved in his winter coat. And then he goes around and gifts. He kept the full-size speculum for himself and gifted out the smaller speculums.
For himself.
I don't know if to use it, but just as a medical oddity. And then we have one of the small speculums. I'll use it on you sometime, Larry.
Your cousin is a serial killer.
Him and my father-in-law. I'm convinced they're both serial killers.
Does he know where I live?
He will now.
Great.
We were talking about 23andMe, and he kind of awkwardly said, they can use that DNA against you, right?
They actually can. Don't get that.
Yes, they really can.
Don't get 23andMe done.
If you've raped or murdered someone, don't. Other than that, I wouldn't worry too much about it.
I don't need a private company to have things the government's already going to use against me someday in the future. I'm good with that, thanks.
Okay. But anyway, I know a lot of serial killers. God, where were we? Jesus.
Jesus Christ, that is
what?
Dark. How have I never heard about this before?
I have a weird life, man.
Next episode, I want to see the speculum.
Okay.
Okay.
Honey, do you know where the speculum is? If you can find it, bring it down. If not, don't worry about it. Anyway.
All right. Well, interesting.
Jesus. Okay. So, yeah, they scoop the baby. Jacob does some sleuthing around because he's worried. And there's bullshit. Anyway, he goes to the dad, and his dad is there. They're making beef stroganoff together and kissing. It's really awkward. I don't know.
He goes to Bella's dad?
Yeah, and then his dad is preemptively gone there to tell him not to interfere.
Yeah. Okay, they're best friends. So because also Colin dad too. I just want to make sure I got the right dad.
There's too many times.
Yeah, no fucking shit. And we got another one on the way because Eddie's about to be dad too.
God, I don't like it. So he ends up finding that Edward and Bella are back at the fancy Cullen estate in Washington, which is really Louisiana, but whatever. And he ends up finding a incredibly sickly-looking Bella, now with a distended pregnant belly, just sitting on the couch with a bunch of vampires around. Jacob is all pissed off, and there's a whole bunch of vampire-werewolf tension. He, charges at Edward, and they pull him back. And he's like, yeah, that vampire baby's gonna eat its way out of her box and kill her, and she's gonna die. You fucked her to death, kind of. And then there's also now a bunch of tension between the vampires, because some of them want to just, abort the vampire fetus, and then the other ones are like, it's a beautiful baby! Don't even use that word fetus! Call it what it is! It's a beautiful baby! Jesus loves that baby!
No, I mean, yeah, obviously shit turns out okay, but no, you fucking abort the abomination.
Yeah, if, all signs point to it clawing its way out of you and killing you and your heart failing.
Yeah, it worked out in the end, but fucking, yeah, no, are you kidding me?
Yep, Jesus.
It's not even a case of do you save the mother or the child. This thing is a fucking inhuman abomination that the entire vampire world gets worried about. I'd say this is a pretty easy choice. Because Bella's amazing and her snaps the snappiest of snaps.
And Stephanie Meyer is a member of the Church of the Latter-day Saints.
Sure is.
Edward begs with Jacob to convince Bella to abort the spawn. He says if Bella dies, that Jacob can have what he's always wanted, which is to kill him, Edward.
Oh my god.
And Jacob's like, yeah, all right, it sounds pretty good. I'll go ahead, kitty. All right.
They're best friends in the next movie.
What the fuck? I guess they kind of, I don't know. Anyway, Jacob tries to convince Bella to eject the demon spawn and save herself, but Bella just smiles and holds her belly and says, I'm not afraid. This is a miracle. It's a beautiful little baby. Jacob, one day you're gonna plow.
It's true. Hey, it's true. That's accurate. That's an accurate fact about this franchise. By the way, something, I forgot to mention this last time, but I did want to bring it up in one of my many, many rants, and I'm sorry to cut you off. At the end of the 5th movie, Jacob does make a joke to Edward about, should I start calling you Dad? And Edward's like, no.
What? Oh,
God. So anyone who fucking comes back at me and says he's not actually going to fuck the baby, yeah, he's already thinking about it when she's age 7. Okay?
Hey.
He's already fucking figured it out. So that, I can't believe I forgot. That's the most important. That is the fucking nail in the coffin of baby fucking.
Hey, if Taylor Lautner wanted to come back, he would wipe it off of that baby's chin.
All right, well, that's certainly... Taylor Lautner's a wonderful man who's, I'm sure, done nothing wrong. And if it comes out he has, I'll take all this back.
Oh, God, where were we in this nonsense?
Sorry to cut you off, but I just remembered that I'd forgotten to say that. And
that is an important...
It's a linchpin to the baby fucking.
Yes, I to be clear, because there's more baby fucking to come, I want the baby fucking to be known that we're not exaggerating much, that there's baby fucking, and it's real.
Yeah, no,
so,
we're putting a comedic spin on it, but that's actually a thing.
Here's a speculum.
Oh, good.
So it's in a box.
Oh, God.
It's washed, but yeah, there it is.
Yep.
You shove that in and then you twist it and it opens up. I don't know. Oh, that little.
So is that for like a raccoon?
Yeah, maybe a step up from a raccoon, like a mid-sized dog.
Okay. Well,
but yeah, we have a speculum.
Isaac, he's shown me the speculum.
Thank you, honey.
Thank you to your lovely wife for taking the time out of her busy day to find a speculum for her idiot husband.
She had to pull it out of her snapper, am I right?
In the basement where he belonged. I just hope to see a fucking brick fly in the back of your head.
Ow!
I just hope to see her murder you live on camera. I think that's her and the audience deserve that.
Yeah, I would say that's true. Okay, so Jacob is furious because Bella's gonna kill herself for this demon spawn baby, whatever. So he werewolfs himself into a werewolf and runs through the woods in fury, howling, I guess, to communicate with his pack that Bella is full of vamp baby, because the bunch of other werewolves all werewolf around and they end up at a log mill next to a river and have a werewolf meeting, and I guess they talk as wolves. I don't. Is their mind talking? I mean, their lip flaps don't move. I don't know. Are they
either.
Telekinetic wolf speak?
Does not come up at all in the 5th movie.
So
So you hear the words, or is it just like you're getting that they're having an argument about
you
that?
hear the words. You hear the words, because the pack freaks out and says the vamp baby won't be able to control itself and it'll eat everything in sight, and they have to kill Bella and the vamp baby before it comes blasting out of her cooter like a greased watermelon out of a water slide.
I mean, they're not wrong. Well,
Yeah,
they
honestly.
are. They're technically wrong, but the line of reasoning is not.
Exactly. Jacob stands up to the alpha male and leaves the pack, vowing to defend Bella. It's a big dramatic scene that I don't give a fuck about.
Oh my god.
A couple of Jacob's single werewolf buddies will run off and join him.
They're just hoping to get some fucking some auxiliary backup snack.
There's very...
He's gonna go hang out around single women. Maybe they'll imprint accidentally.
There's like 5 minutes of drama with the werewolf where Jacob like tells him, "No, go back to the pack. I'm doing this alone." He's like, "You're not my boss, man. I'm gonna do what I want, and I want to help you." And Jacob's like, "Yeah, God, I'm moody."
Oh my god.
Oh boy. So
billions of dollars.
The werewolves show up to the Cullens and tell them of the full pack of werewolves plan, and they say, "Oh, we're with you. We're going to help you out. We're setting up a defense perimeter around the Cullen mansion." And they find out the werewolves aren't strong enough to storm the mansion, but they're going to wait for their time to attack. I don't fucking Jesus Christ.
So the werewolves seem to be only of threat to the vampires when they're being backed up by other vampires. Except for Jacob. He's stronger because he's hot for Bella and her spawn. But the rest of them seem to, like, in the big fight scene in the fifth one, they only ever get anything over on the vampires when they're being backed up by one of the Cullen vampires. Like, they suck.
They're not much of a threat to the Cullens in the fight scenes in this movie.
No, they're fucking wolves. I mean,
they're big.
The vampires are magic humans.
Yeah,
who seem to be invulnerable to most things.
To be clear, this is not like a werewolf from London or whatever that fucking movie was, where it's like a man bipedal werewolf kind of thing.
No, they're dire wolves.
Yeah, they're very large wolves.
Yeah.
So
how does the wolf CGI look in this one?
Dated. It looked like it was from 2011. In 2011, I probably would have thought it looked great. Now I'm like, meh.
It's probably that's probably about the same as I had.
But yeah, it's not terrible. Like, I can understand, like, yeah.
I remember reading about the fifth one, they had spent a lot of extra time on, like, the wolf. That was the thing, like, the CGI took longer because they did, like, more work on it. So it might be, I wonder if there's a notable difference between those two. But unfortunately, we review things in stupid orders like a pair of idiots, so.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, anyway.
Who could have started that fucking train?
Oh, God. Choking on my own
Die, you piece of shit. Die, you fucking turd.
Bella is getting sicker and sicker as the baby grows. Edward Cullen is all selling, see what I did there? Because she's choosing to die and give the baby a chance at life, and she's leaving him. He has a temper tantrum. And this we actually see Robert Pattinson, who's, for once, is not just brooding and moody and quiet and sexy when he actually has a temper tantrum and, like, yells and slams a door. He can actually act. And it's like, oh, shit. Now, for the first time, I'm vaguely interested in Edward.
Yeah, knowing that he can actually act now, that's interesting.
Anyway, he's upset, but he hops online and looks up some medieval artwork of monster babies. And, even though all these images are incredibly distressing, he quickly calms back down because of the blazing speed with which he can browse these photos on his 27-inch iMac.
Here we go again.
Fucking... serious, intense product placement. Like, it slow pans over the Apple logo and across the desk. It's
just imagine him in an Apple.
I can't.
Either.
I won't. No.
All right, I won't either.
So yeah, with Bella getting sicker and sicker, props to the makeup department and special effects for making Kristen Stewart look sickly and haunted during the pregnancy. Right. The effect is outstanding, really, and it really sells Bella being brought to the brink of death from Edward's vamp cum baby, because she looks terrible, and she's an attractive lady, but she looks utterly awful.
All right.
Pretty good. And there's even a shot where she's like going to take a bath, and it must be CGI because she looks like her arms and back look like skin and bones, and there's no way she like physically lost 30 pounds for that one scene. So they must have just done it with CGI. But it looks really good and distressing. Like, Christian Bale in The Machinist, who actually lost that weight.
That is fucking upsetting.
Yeah, seeing his body like that is disturbing.
Deeply upsetting.
But so it's not quite as good of an effect because it isn't real.
Right.
But it's close. For special effects instead of real life, I was impressed.
All right, kudos to them.
Yeah, so there's that. The Dr. Daddy vampire speculates that maybe the baby wants to drink some blood.
Speculum.
Do you want me to get it
Nope.
out again?
Nope.
Okay. Honey, speculum me. So he speculums that the baby might want to drink some blood. And so he pours Bella a pint of O negative in a styrofoam cup. And again, I guess
Why do they have styrofoam cups? They don't eat or drink. They don't fucking eat human food.
I don't know. Why do they have human blood? I guess for emergencies? I think he says that. Like, we have an emergency supply of human blood for reasons.
Yeah, I don't care. I'm more concerned about the cup.
So, Taylor Lautner's there. He's just hanging out the whole time.
Yeah, he just hangs
awkward.
out the entirety of the fifth one. It's never explained.
Yeah. So he's really grossed out at the idea of Bella drinking blood, and he's like, I'm gonna be sick. And he, like, crawls across the couch and is like, oh, I'm making a face, because I'm a good actor. But she takes the styrofoam cup, sips it through the straw, and she likes it. She's like, oh, it tastes good. She drinks more. She really likes it. Dr. Daddy Vampire takes her pulse and is like, oh, your pulse is improving. This is good. Bella might be able to make it out of this baby birthing situation alive. There's a whole awkward lie story where Bella's been telling her dad that she came down with a bug during her honeymoon. Never mind that bug is a vamp cum baby that's up in them guts. She now tells him over the phone that she's going to a medical spa in Sweden for a few weeks. He freaks out, says he's going to fly out there, but she tells him to stay home while she gently sobs. Whatever, it doesn't matter.
That's why okay. Well, that explains stuff in my movie a little tiny bit.
Okay. I hate everything. I hate you.
I hate everything worse.
I don't know about that.
You started this. I was not intending to give you Twilight.
It's not my fault about the Twilight came on Netflix. You can't put that on me.
I was intending to skip it because it seemed like easy pickings, but God, is it terrible. And now we're stuck. Now we're stuck in a trap.
It's not my fault, Larry. I couldn't say no. I was wearing a dress. Jesus Christ.
Netflix came on to you aggressive.
Good.
Show me where on the doll Netflix.
Everywhere. In my soul.
Yeah, it's done it to me too.
The vampires are running out of their last stores of blood for Bella to drink, so they realize they have to go to the blood store to get more blood.
I can fucking believe Seattle has a goddamn designer blood shop.
I guess. But the bad werewolves have their compound surrounded, so they're like, oh, if we split off, the werewolves could take us. It's going to be a huge risk.
Fine,
and then
fly.
Well, they can't.
I'm sorry, what?
They can't?
They can in the fifth one.
Oh, they don't. They choose not to. They can jump pretty far.
Movies are fucking garbage.
They can jump like 80 feet.
Maybe it's just jumping. Maybe they're not flying.
I mean, they jump like 80 feet over a ravine to escape the werewolves later, but it's
That's
clearly
just
jumping.
do that!
Well, yeah, but... Okay. Calm down.
Fucking get a pogo stick! Problem solved! Werewolves defeated!
So, now we see Jacob has called a meeting with his old tribe, because he's been kind of moody the whole time. So they show up, and he tells them... Take back the defectors who came with me. I don't want them anymore. I'm going my own way, because once that vamp baby pops out, I'm gonna kill it myself, because I'm the only one the vampires trust. So it's like, oh shit, twist, Jacob's gonna kill the vamp baby? Oh man, like I didn't see that coming. I don't know.
Fucking, just when he's looking at it and imprinting on it, I just want the Curb Your Enthusiasm theme. Dun 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 whoops! I would try to kill this baby, but I'm gonna fuck it instead. Oopsie.
The path between killing and fucking the baby takes some twists and turns on the rest of this movie, Larry. So he's gonna kill the baby,
like regular life.
Damn straight. But it turns out this was just a distraction to buy time for the Dr. Vampire and his buddies to sneak off to go to the blood store. Of course, the sneaky vampires still get accosted by some of the other werewolves out in the woods, and there's a brief fight before the vampires finally escape by jumping over the ravine. The fight's okay, but dark, and you kind of can't really see what's going on, and it's not all that exciting. Yeah, really, I don't know.
They're fucking wolves.
Exactly.
It's so dumb. Naruto jump across branches. You fucking moron. If you can't actually fly, which I'm not convinced they can't fly, then fucking just goddamn fucking this is a solvable problem. Very easily solvable.
So Jacob comes back and Edward says, "Thank you for tricking your guys so my guys can go to the blood store and get Bella some blood.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again to talk to werewolves and something and fuck a baby. Thank you."
Bella announces to the group of vampires that are still there, which includes Edward and Jacob, that she's got names for the baby. depending on what gender it is.
Oh, good.
The baby, if it's a boy, is going to be called EJ, Edward Jacob. If my wife wanted to name our baby after her ex, I would be really uncomfortable. Like, I'm all for, like, not being hung up on people's exes and stuff like that. But I don't want my baby with the name of my
Isaac
lover's
Larry
ex.
Jr. I mean,
Like, that's so weird.
that's really weird. Now, imagine if she fucking named... Imagine if it's Renesmee Jacob Cullen and then he ends up fucking her.
Oh, God. Or if he could... Because can you gay imprint on a boy?
If this is a Mormon picture, so no, you can't.
Okay, fair enough. But no, if it was a boy and he gay imprinted it, you'd be fucking Edward Jacob, who was named after him.
Let me stop you. It'll never happen. It's a Stephanie Meyer production.
It's going to happen in the fan fiction.
I don't think there's any homosexuals in the entire universe. I'm positive.
Yeah, I'm in a fictional universe, there can be homosexuals. Obviously, gays don't really exist. It's just a liberal scheme.
Okay, all right.
Trying to sell you fucking Will and Grace memorabilia.
Take it easy, Mike Lindell.
My pillow. It's so comfy. I fuck ladies on it.
Watching that man's fucking descent into madness has been the funniest thing of 2021.
I'm not sure if him or Papa John is better.
He's more in the news.
Papa John was 2019, 2020, I guess.
God.
It's still great. So, if it's a girl, it's going to be called Renesmee, after the mom, and the mom. Fuck, stupid, whatever. I'm not going to get into it. Then the vamp baby jiggles around up in her lady business, and she drops the very last cup of blood in slow motion. Oh no, it turns out the baby, like, detached the placenta, and they have to get the baby out right away. Oh my god, it's crazy. And the doctor, of course, is off at the blood store getting blood, so shit, oh my god, what are we going to do?
Why'd you send the doctor to the blood store?
He's got the rewards card.
You got me there. You got me there. I can't beat that.
I can't with this movie.
You got me there. There's like fucking 15 goddamn Cullens.
Yeah.
How many do you need to go to the blood store?
I don't know, man. I don't know. So, they lay her down in the operating room that exists in this mansion for whatever reason. And I forget the order of things, because it's...
Fucking mansion is like the goddamn house from Human Centipede.
It's really disjointed, and it's meant to be filmed from... Because this was the whole thing, because they didn't want an R-rated thing, and apparently the description of the books is extraordinarily graphic.
Yes.
And I wanted to capture that, but also not have it be R-rated. So the way they went about it was having it filmed more or less from Bella's perspective. So everything's kind of hazy. She's kind of flashing in and out. Things are sort of happening around her. So I kind of couldn't keep track of the sequence of events. But they inject her with morphine. Someone yells. There's not enough time for the morphine to take effect. Edward at some point bites her to try to turn her at the last minute. I don't know why she couldn't have been turned earlier. That's never established. She can only be turned at the last minute before the baby comes out.
Do they even talk about it?
It vaguely comes out.
Okay.
Yeah, where she'll be turned at the last minute. I don't know why. And they
so
say
that's a plot. He doesn't just figure that out in the moment. That's like actually a thing they're trying to do.
Earlier on, that's like the plan. Is the only way she could possibly make it is if we try to turn her just at the last minute, and it's not explained why.
Okay, that's stupid.
Biting her to try to turn her at some point, and at some point Edward just scalpels across her belly and yoinks the squalling baby out of her while the morphine hasn't taken effect, and she's just screaming like, and it's horrifying looking. And again, props department, makeup, like she is just pouring sweat and looks awful and sickly and covered in pain. Fairly well shot for what this is supposed to be. It conveys the chaos and the pain and the trauma and everything. So whatever. So he yoinks out the squalling baby. He takes a quick peek at them baby genitals and says, "It's Renesmee." Bella then holds the baby for a second, is super happy, and then dies.
Yay! And the credits roll, and there's no fifth movie, and that was a fever dream I had. You know what would be a more interesting fifth fucking installment? Is if she just dies, and then it's Edward struggling as a single vampire dad. Also, a show on CBS I would absolutely watch, Single Vampire Dad.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's Full Blood House. Am I right? Okay. So I found out...
That was your worst joke. Why did I laugh? Of all the jokes you've made in the fucking 15 years or however long I've known you, that might be the worst one.
In the weeks following the film's release, multiple moviegoers around the country reported having seizures and vomiting during the flashing white and red lights as part of this birthing scene.
I can believe that.
Yeah, I'm personally not particularly sensitive to flashing lights, but this was a little on the intense side for me, where like it's a kind of thing where like it can sort of start to give me a headache, and I wasn't feeling it. Yeah. I didn't have a seizure or throw up, but yeah, so that was interesting, and that was a news story.
I wonder if they toned it down, for later release.
Yeah, actually, I'm not even sure.
It probably is a little bit toned down, because I know there's like famously an episode of Pokemon that had the same effect, and then I think they toned that down for re-release.
That's interesting. I wonder if I could find like juxtaposed footage of the theatrical release versus the Netflix one or whatever. That'd be interesting. So one of the lady vampires gets all hungry at seeing the blood-soaked baby, but then she gets her wits about her and carts the baby out of the operating room. Jacob tries to do mouth-to-mouth. Edward pulls out a syringe of his venom.
I forgot. Yeah, they have venom.
What?
It's venom, man.
Why?
Because, I don't know.
It's when do vampires have venom?
In Stephanie Meyer's Wonderful Fantastical Universe. Don't they have venom in True Blood as well?
I don't
know. Or they
know.
just use their blood? I don't know.
The blood mixes. I don't know. I
don't remember either. It's been too long. I was not that shocked, so I feel like I've seen that in other things as well. But maybe I haven't, and I just fucking was just rolling in the deep.
So, Jesus. Edward pulls out
a cigarette.
Edward pulls out the giant syringe, and Jacob draws like a red dot on her chest and says, "You gotta stab her there." And he does the motion, and Edward's like, "You gotta stab her 3 times?"
Dr.
And Jacob says, "You don't gotta stab her 3 times, man." It's I'm exaggerating that, but it's very similar to the Pulp Fiction scene where he stabs her in the chest. But it doesn't work. Edward starts doing chest compressions, but Bella is dead as a doornail. Jacob is seething and says, "I won't kill you. I want you to live with."
Oh, how could this happen to me? Made my mistake. Yeah.
Edward desperately keeps trying to do chest compressions on Bella alone. Jacob goes out and sobs.
Would that revive a vampire that doesn't breathe?
Well, I don't know if she's a vampire yet, because she didn't, like, officially get turned.
He stabbed her with venom.
How fast does it take? And if her heart has stopped beating...
Either way, if she is now dead as a human, and his hope is that she turns into a vampire, what the fuck are chest compressions gonna do?
I don't know, spread the venom juice in her biz? I mean, the whole reason to chest compressions is to keep the circulatory system going while the heart's not beating properly.
Oh, okay. All right, sure.
It could make sense.
There's just no blood in their face because they're cold. The first line of the 5th movie is now we're the same temperature. They're cold because no blood flows, Isaac.
I don't know, Larry. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Does she grow a sack to get... Does the vampire venom come from a sack in their body?
She has a scrotum on her chin, like Hugh Jackman sack? In that fucking movie.
Movie 43, which is that is my white whale for you to watch.
Oh, I saw that scene with him and the Hugh Jackman scrotum, and Kate Winslet, right?
I think.
Is it opposite him? I saw that on TikTok a couple weeks ago and watched 2 minutes of it and was like, "Oh my god, this is awful."
That is awful. My white whale for
Jesus. So Jacob goes out and sobs alone. He then gets up and heads into the house, slowly stalking up to where the lady vampire is holding the baby next to a fire. The baby magically is now not covered in blood. What did she
licked
do?
It off.
Lick it clean?
Yes, probably, yes.
It looks as if he's going to dash the baby's brains against the wall in fury because the baby killed Bella, his one true love. But then over the other...
his penis stiffen and can't explain why.
Over the lady vampire's shoulders, the baby's twinkling, awkward little CGI eyes shift and meet Jacob's gaze, and Jacob falls to his knees, having imprinted upon the baby he gonna fuck.
It's real, folks. It's real.
It's real. He gonna fuck that baby.
It's gonna fuck the baby. He looks at that baby and it's just like, oh man, that's gonna be an adult way quick. I'm not gonna have to wait very long before I can fuck that baby.
No, and he sees like flash forward of adult Renesmee. And when I say adult, I mean like 17-year-old
Renesmee. Yeah, she's in the last shot of the 5th movie.
I don't think she's blonde in this one.
I stopped the movie the second time before that happened, so I maybe misremember it. Or maybe different actors, that may be just as funny. But yeah, that's her fucking vampire power. She can show people the future, I think? I don't know. It's never explained very well.
But so I guess as a baby, she says to Taylor Lautner, hey, come check out the goods that are going to be on this baby once she ages a little bit. You fuck the shit out of me now.
Do you think Taylor Lautner ever changed the baby's diaper?
Man,
I actually fucking feel ill thinking about that. That is just child abuse.
I'm just saying, if I could be in a healthy sexual relationship with, like, a Gal Gadot or something like that, I would change her diapers for her.
As a baby?
No, as an adult, I guess.
It's fine as an adult. I don't care what you do as an adult. You can do whatever the hell you want as long as nobody else is getting hurt.
Okay, I'm in a healthy sexual relationship with Gal Gadot. Every time just before she shits, she turns into a baby. And I have to change her diaper as a baby, and then when I'm done, she turns back into a fully fuckable adult woman.
That's a very specific circumstance where you already are dating Gal Gadot as a fully realized woman, and then one day at dinner, she's like, okay, look, this is going great and all, but there's something I gotta tell you, and it's very strange. It's different than just her being a squalling infant that you are powdering her fucking undercarriage that you're going to later make love to.
Oh my god. I'm uncomfortable. I usually don't get uncomfortable.
No, this whole thing is, I can't believe this is a thing in a beloved property.
Oh, Jesus.
How are people not more upset about this?
The baby fucking might be alright with the Mormons. I don't know, man.
Well,
I don't know how it works. I never read their holy book.
What's that line Brigham Young said? Leave children to grow and get married at 15.
I mean,
Brigham Young was a horrible man.
His name is Brigham Young.
There's a university named after him. People graduate from that. They're doctors from that university.
Brigham Young will leave them scarred. Meanwhile, the werewolves have learned of Bella's death and descend on the Cullen mansion, sparking a massive werewolf-vampire fight that finally ends. It goes on for a long time, and I don't want to get into it because it's all fucking stupid. Finally ends when Jacob bursts out of the house. He's not a vampire yet, and he yells, "No!" Yeah, he's not a werewolf yet.
Okay.
He yells, I am in charge. I'm alpha. Shut up. I'm gonna fuck that baby, and you're not gonna hurt that baby. I'm gonna fuck it. And then he turns into a werewolf and gets really big and growls, and all the werewolves leave, and then Edward turns to the other vampires and says, he imprinted on the baby, and baby fucking is their most sacred law.
Yeah, so believe it or not, the real tribe that this is based on were rather upset about the whole thing.
Yeah.
Because it's based on a real tribe, which
I didn't know
bring
that,
it up.
And that's sad.
I think I mentioned it last episode, but Jacob actually describes it in the first movie, so I'll bring it up next week.
Good God. Okay, so the next morning, the vampires start cleaning up Bella's dead body because she's totally dead, and there's not going to be a part 2 of this movie.
Nope.
Left alone on a slab, we see the vampire venom start to work. We see her heart heal inside her body.
Sack.
The venom does weird shit with her veins and capillaries and arteries. I don't know, whatever. Her broken bone, the baby broke a bunch of bones while it was up in them guts. Her bones start to knit back together. Her hair comes back to color. I don't know, man, whatever. Over a loudening heartbeat and sappy maudlin piano music, we get a long flashback of quick cuts of the entire journey of Bella and her romance with Edward over the course of the last 4 movies.
Oh my god, that is, so far, that has been in every one of these 3 movies.
God damn it.
They managed to get it in 1, and it also happens in 5.
How?
Can't wait to see. We're 3 for 5 currently.
The heart beats faster and faster. We get a close-up of Bella's closed eyes, which, when she was in the dying stage of the birthing thing, she obviously had no makeup on and was just covered in sweat and looked extremely pale, but now she's got mascara, eyeliner, the whole deal, whatever.
Oh, that's how vampires look.
We see all the vampires looking around nervously at each other. They weren't in the room. Now they are in the room. I don't know. Maybe they're not in the room. Maybe they just sense it. Jacob and Edward glance at each other. Maybe glance at the corpse. It's not really clear. And then we get another close-up on her eyes, which snap open, revealing red eye. And that's the end of the movie.
Which is exactly how the 5th movie starts, with her open.
And
no one's in the room.
I guess. I get.
No one's in the room in the 5th one.
Why did they just all feel it? And even if the vampires could feel it, why would fucking Jacob, werewolf man, feel the vampire energy? I don't.
He can smell. I don't care.
He can smell baby pussy. That's what he can smell.
Well,
he wants it. He can smell it. He's gonna get it. Okay. So there's a brief thing with the evil vampires.
So he hadn't imprinted on Bella.
No.
So he just got lucky that the woman he was like half-heartedly trying to regular bang happened to be carrying the baby he was gonna fuck. I thought my assumption, and not knowing anything, my assumption was that he had imprinted on Bella, but it actually imprinted on the fucking egg, and then when she squirted it out, it just transferred. I really thought that's what had happened.
No, he never imprinted on Bella.
Then
and he wasn't planning on imprinting on the baby, it just happened.
He just got lucky that she happened to be carrying his fucking supernatural soulmate? How
I
convenient.
Don't know, man. Don't ask these questions. In the midst of the credits, we get like a 90-second scene with the evil bad vampires that are going to be the climax of part 2, where they get a note of the baby that's been birthed, and they kill the person who delivered the note because she spelled it wrong, and there's some stupid line like
they don't know the baby was born yet.
They
don't. They find out later. Oh, you know what? They're talking about Bella. That's because they call Bella a newborn. Because she's a newborn vampire. Because finding out that the Renesmee exists is one of the plot points. That's what they mean. Okay.
But then he says, like, they have something that I want. So he wants Bella?
No, he wants psychic. I don't know why, but he wants the psychic.
What?
That's a big plot point in the last one. Is the Cullen that can see the future? Alice is her character's name. The bad guy wants her, and I don't know why. I think because her power's strong. Because when he shows up to see the baby, all he gives a shit about is where's Psychic Cullen. I mean, he kind of gives a shit about the baby, but like he's there primarily to fucking Shanghai her into his crew.
Then why is the news about Bella being a vampire so dramatic then?
I don't fucking know.
Larry, I need answers.
I don't know, man. They send her a note later that's like, congratulations on being a fucking vampire. Here, have this, like, brooch or something. They send her, like, a brooch.
So the infuriating line is, I guess a human who's not a vampire, like, delivers the note on a silver platter to them who's sitting in their evil-looking vampire lair. He reads the note and he says, oh, you misspelled it. And then he, like, makes a quick motion and a couple other vampires and drag her away screaming, presumably to kill her. And then he turns to the other ones and says, it starts with misspelling and then they'll mess up the grammar. Fucking God, I hated that so much.
Can you play the laugh again? Yeah, that's who we're supposed to be afraid of.
He's so evil. He's just the evilest little vampire.
Yeah.
So
that's him.
What can you say about this fucking fly that's in my face?
There's one that's been bothering me this whole review too.
I smell like a corpse.
Are we dying? Are these movies slowly killing us?
Yes. We're dying from the inside out.
Oh, God.
So, yeah, I mean, overall, a train wreck. Story, not good. A lot of it's predictable. A lot of it doesn't need to exist. Virtually none of the acting is good. Robert Pattinson has a moment. That's the only acting that's halfway decent, but it lasts about 30 seconds. And his acting during the birth scene where he's super desperate and like doing the CPR and like saying, come on, Bella, don't leave me, baby. Which was a perfect rendition of I just did. But yeah, that's, intense and emotional, and you feel his pain a little bit, whatever.
I don't think I have a kind word to say about the acting anywhere. I mean,
that's
Robert Pattinson in the fifth one is not offensive. It exists.
Yeah.
It's not bad.
He has glimmers of decency in this, but anytime he's just doing standard Edward, he can't do anything with it. It's not his fault.
Right.
He can't do anything.
To give him slight credit, I know, and I think Kristen Stewart too, I know he despises Pattinson, like he absolutely despises he was Edward and hates everything about it. It's funny, because fucking every device I own is listening to me now. I'm seeing Twilight meme stuff on Facebook. And I saw one that was like, an interviewer asking him, like, so what do you think you and Edward have in common? And he's like, I guess I kind of look like him.
That's
I know. I know. I've seen both of them like shit on this series, so at least they're not totally fucking.
One of Roger Ebert's only comments that I saw was that Robert Pattinson was well cast, which is a very diplomatic thing to say.
Yeah. I mean, Edward seems very dull. They all seem dull, so they did a great job there.
But yeah, the special effects, especially with Bella, and makeup particularly, but some of the special effects were pretty good. Overall, though, not that great. The fight scenes weren't anything wonderful. The werewolves were
The fast
fine.
moving is as stupid as I described, right?
There's not much of it in this movie,
really?
honestly, but it's stupid. It always looks stupid.
Right.
It never. You can't make it look good.
It looks worse in the first one. They had smaller budget.
Yeah, I can
Even
picture
worse.
that. Yeah. It's just, there's a little like some of the Taylor Lautner stuff. Will he? Won't he? Fuck, kill the baby. It's vaguely interesting. Not really. I don't know. Or it's kind of predictable. Like he's not going to end up killing the baby, even though it goes back and forth. Anyway, so I guess I gave it a 2 out of 10.
Wow, really?
Yeah, it's definitely not the worst thing I've seen.
Jesus.
But it's bad. It's very bad. I've given a lot of things 3s that were bad, but
that is just surprised me. Just because how many people said this one's worse than the last one. So I don't know if that exposes our difference in taste or if it truly is bad. I may watch it. God.
I think you're a lot more likely to give things a 1 than I am.
Yeah, I think I gave the 5th one a 0. I don't remember.
Probably, yeah, that sounds right.
I really hated it. Yeah, wow, that's surprising.
Yeah, never have an inclination to watch it again. If I'm invited to a Twilight marathon with a bunch of close friends,
stab yourself,
and there's gonna be cocaine and snacks, I might go.
I think I'm gonna see cocaine and snap.
Why was he gooshing in her snapper?
I don't.
Come on.
What, seriously, did you not Did anyone think twice to tell him hey, there's not been a fucking I guess there's never. I don't know if she's a first or if it's just hasn't happened in a long time.
Yeah, it's definitely they were surprised by it, but still, I don't know, man.
Yeah, the thing that all the villains are afraid of in the 5th one is a different circuit. That's like a kid that gets turned into a vampire. This I don't know if it's a first time ever thing, and that's why he was gooshing in her, or if it was just hasn't happened in so long they fucking forgot about it, or no one thought to tell him come on the belly or fucking use protection.
Yeah, I don't.
A vampire has to have fucked a human at some point in this goddamn music.
Well, of course.
I mean, no, they probably that's the thing. They probably haven't. They probably haven't because that would be interesting. And fucking, why would Steph ever write that?
Only after they're lawfully wed. Because remember, Edward has been a virgin for 100 years, waiting to get married.
The dumbest thing. Why is so? No explanation as to why she's stronger than everyone.
No,
that's gonna be the shadow that hangs over this whole series. It truly is fucking really awful that she is just infinitely tougher than the rest of them, and it's truly never explained. I cut nothing out. Well, I cut a lot of stuff out, but I didn't cut anything about that out.
Yeah, anything of consequence.
Right. Baffling.
Well, thank God I'm done with Twilight. So, what movie do you have for me next week?
That's Twilight 2, baby.
God damn it!
It's Twilight New Moon. I think it's funnier, since clearly fucking I got the short end of the stick. I'm about to watch 3 of these goddamn things. I think it's way funnier that we don't ever actually watch any ones that are in consecutive order.
That makes sense.
So I'm going to watch 1, 3, and 5. Oh, it's just like Bal's episodes. I have the odd ones, you have the even ones.
Oh, that works out. Yeah, maybe they'll come out with a 6th. They'll make a movie from Edward's perspective, and you'll have
if
to give
they do
that
a
to me.
6th, I don't think Pattinson's ever going to redo that again. Hopefully not. Hopefully he's got enough. Yeah, if they ever do a 6th one, it's definitely yours, or I am going to kill myself and become a vampire and eat you. I'm going to inject myself with venom. So yeah, you're doing Twilight New Moon. Let's hear that description, bad boy.
Right.
You don't have Netflix pulled up?
I don't.
Yeah,
because I'm a professional. I have a shortcut. Hold on. Oh, look, bam, I got it pulled up. Just look at that. Where's the search bar? Okay. God damn it.
Not a joke,
Twilight.
ladies and gentlemen.
Shut up. Don't tell him. Oh, I don't like. Oh, it's 2 hours and 10 minutes. God.
Oh, gee. What's the combined running total of 1, 3, and 5? Why don't you give me that, you piece of shit? Shut the fuck up. Read your last Twilight you'll have to do.
Still reeling from the departure of vampire Edward Cullen, a heartbroken Bella Swan finds comfort in her friendship with werewolf Jacob Black.
Fucking leave. Okay.
I guess he might leave at the beginning. I don't know.
He must, because they're dancing in a gazebo at the end of 1.
Oh my god. Okay, to be fair, this is the longest movie.
I'll shed a tear for you.
Oh, super fast fight scenes. Oh no. I don't like it. Make it stop. Make it stop. Oh, he's smashed into some stairs. God damn it.
This is terrible. Why are there 5 of these? Well, I hope you're enjoying Twilight Year.
It's only 5 weeks. It's a gestation period of a vampire.
I think it's less than that. Probably. Well, you tell me. You saw it.
It's the believe it or not, the timeline is not clear.
You don't say.
No, they don't specify.
Yeah, fucking Renesmee goes from an infant to a 6-year-old in some unspecified period of time. It could have been fucking 4 days.
Oh my god. Anyway, fuck, that was... Breaking Dawn is done, and we're doing parts 1, 2, and 3 over the next 3 weeks, so stay tuned for that. It's gonna be a blast.
No, it's not.
A vampire come in your snapper.
I'm gonna give you a tiny preview of episode 1, A Twilight 1, A New Hope. Fucking, I was consistently told by many people who are fans and or nostalgic for this series that it's the best one. I think I hated it an equal amount to the 5th one.
This is gonna be a fun 3 weeks we got coming up. I'm
Not
excited.
for me! Not for me!
Oh boy. Well, we are the Bowels of Twilight. Thank you so much for listening to us.
Not wrong.
Find us Facebook, on Twitter. You have to search Bowels of Netflix, technically, for legal reasons. Stephanie Myers and her fucking lawyers. I'm not gonna learn that. It's just like whatever word I messed up the other week. What was that?
One? I don't know. I don't remember this.
There was a big one.
Continuity.
Continuity. Right. Thank you. I'm never gonna learn that. I'm just not. An old dog can't learn new tricks, like how to respect himself. Oh God, Mom, Jesus
Christ.
All right, so send us an email, bowelsandnetflix@gmail.com. We'd love to hear from you. Rate, subscribe, do all the fun stuff. Tell everybody about this podcast because it's the best podcast in the world. You know,
Pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's got its moments. Joe Rogan can go fuck himself, and
That
we
much
will
is true.
see you next week. Bowels of Netflix coming at you with Twilight Part 1, the first.
I'll smell you and your human blood later. Blah.